Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I want to thank all of our listeners from all over the world. Please do subscribe and share if you're not already. All right, let's get into it.
Hang on.
Well, go on.
What's up?
How you doing?
Very well. How are you, my friend? My new friend.
I'm very good, thank you. What have you been doing? What have you been up to today?
G-
Anything exciting?
GG Justice?
Yep.
Nice. What's the GG and what's the Justice?
My name is Gina Maria Justice.
Okay, cool.
Call me Gigi for short.
And another thing, because I always got a fucking something to talk about.
Well, yeah, definitely. So, are you spiritual or?
I'm very spiritual.
Awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Do you know what? You're the first person I'm talking to on my own phone.
You're what?
I've only just downloaded the app, and you're the first person that I'm speaking to.
Oh, no way. Fantastic. I'm flattered.
Well, I can't believe you're actually a spiritual person as well. Things happen for a reason.
Right. Yeah, no, very much so. Not religious, because I think religious is more indoctrination and the bastardization of spirituality. The railroading of spirituality into a social control.
Yes.
Whereas I think spirituality is a very individual thing.
Yes, it is. And a very individual journey.
Yeah. And I've never met anybody that claimed they were spiritual that tried to convince me that their way should be followed or whatever. It's so different in that regard, right?
No, everyone should live the way they want to live at the end of the day, and nobody should be judged for living the way they want to live. Because there is no right way of living, and there's no wrong way of living. But then you come to morals, but then there's that sort of part, but each to their own.
Yeah. Exactly. You do you. Find people who align with what you align with. Run with it.
That's right. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe the first person to talk to is you. That's great.
So are you over in the UK then?
I am. Are you in America?
Like, how could you tell, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, do I totally talk really slow like an ignorant American?
No. Don't talk really slow. Definitely don't talk really slow.
Yeah. So is the world laughing at us right now or what?
No, not at all. Not at all. We're all in this together. We're all in it together. It doesn't matter where you come from.
What's the world opinion on what's going on over here right now?
I think he's right. I think there's some different things going on there that's going against him, to be fair. I mean, in one respect, I did think that he was quite racist, but I don't really know at the end of the day. We don't all know what really goes on behind closed doors. And there was something put up on TikTok earlier about some protester said, I've got to come forward. I'm really sorry, but I was paid to protest and do that. I was just like, rah. That just puts a whole different spin on everything.
It's the only thing that made sense to me because you just saw the cops not really beating the fuck out of people like they had with not with like they were with Black Lives Matter. They were macing people and shooting them with rubber bullets in the face. And
they think that this is all to get Trump out. That's what they think they did. They think this is all to go against Trump and to get Trump out because Trump is one of the best leaders.
Oh God. Isn't that scary?
In 70 years, apparently.
It's pretty scary, man.
If he is trying to save people's jobs and he is trying to save people's livelihoods, by with that whole tax cut thing in 2016 and 2017, then like he's helping. Let him help. Make a bit of a better world.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he talked a good talk, but then he didn't really do anything. You know.
See, this is why no one can really judge. You know, from a different country as well, can't really judge because we don't really know what goes on.
Yeah, everybody he put in his cabinet was like, he was saying he was going to drain the swamp, right? But then he put a bunch of billionaires in his cabinet. I'm like, wait a minute, that is the swamp. Wait a minute.
Yeah, see, I've always thought he was racist, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, totally. Racist piece of shit.
And I didn't like what he said. Oh, well, you know, my daddy lent me £1 million and I made it. And I was just like, yeah, because, like, you know, all of our daddies have got £1 million to just lend their parent, like, to their children to start them off in life.
Right. He's like our version of royalty, right? He's a silver spoon kid, started with 200 million from his daddy.
Yeah, but his money was inherited, and he doesn't even come from that country. He comes from Scotland. He originates from Scotland. I'm sure that's where he was born. And then he had the audacity, the cheek, to stand there and say, oh, yeah, he's going, oh, no, go back to your country. I thought, you cheeky little man, no, you can go back to your country, mate.
I agree.
You're having a ball.
Oh, you heard that, did you?
I don't know the sound.
Well, you know, it's Saturday and all.
Well, no, one token knows another.
Right. Sorry, I can't listen to an accent and not try to mimic it. I'm not making fun of you at all. It's just I love voices.
Oh my god. I love Robbie Williams.
Oh, fuck, me too. Are you kidding me?
And Jim Carrey.
Best ever.
I could probably do all of the sayings in mask.
What about Chris Rock and Bill Burr?
Yep.
Wow, fucking
Don't know
brilliant,
Bill
right?
Burke. No, I can't do Bill Burke.
Fucking brilliant. I can't do either one of them. Chris Rock has such a unique voice. The way he's all kind of raspy like that, you know.
Yeah.
He is a funny motherfucker, though.
He really
Oh my
is.
God.
Yeah, what happened to him?
I don't know. He just kind of pieced out, didn't he?
He did. He just fell out of the whole showbiz.
I guess he's not that pissed off anymore. You know, like kind of got soft or something.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Because all of his stuff was kind of edgy, right? Like he was all fired up, talking about shit that's gotta change.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Then there was that Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
he was funny, and then he kind of went a bit weird.
Have you seen his comeback?
I have.
Like,
I have.
He's been back for years now, but like his first couple stand-ups, like he did a 3 hour and 45-minute set. It's on YouTube. You can see it.
I have, and I was howling. I was absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the most funniest thing. That's the most funniest he's ever been, I thought.
Right? And the motherfucker is so brilliant. He smokes 3 blunts on stage nonstop throughout this thing. And he's just boom, 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 just firing. Like, oh my God, dude, I'd be passed out.
I smoke Puries. I smoke pure blunts.
What
I have
the fuck's a Puri, eh? What's a Puri?
It's pure weed in a Rizla. No tobacco.
With a tobacco wrap?
No, just plain Rizla.
Oh, Rizla meaning zigzag.
No, ours is called Rizla. I might have blue Rizla.
Right. Yeah, but it's just paper, right? Like rice paper or something.
Right. Yeah, like just paper. Thin like tracing paper.
For shizza with the rizzy, yo.
So yeah, I'll smoke about 3 of them before I even like, you know, have 3 of them, 2 cups of tea, boom, ready for the world.
Oh, you're Jesus, I love you. That's me in the morning. Big old fat joint, 2 cups of coffee, and then I'm out the door like a fucking hurricane. Fucking
Exactly. Just how
ready to take on the
weather.
fucking world.
Well, I suppose we're meant to be dotted around the world so we can encourage the easy way of life.
That's right. So, oh shit, oh man, we had somebody listening. We had a guest for a second. Burp.
We scared them off.
We did, yeah. Hey, reality hurts. Some people can't handle the truth.
That is very true.
It's so true. So what do you think about 9/11?
Oh, do you really want to get me started on that one? Man, they were assholes. That was the whole setup. Massively. That was like watching it all happen. There was no need to kill them people like that. That was rude and very ruthless.
And it kind of led to everything that we're doing now, right? With fucking the US and 7 different wars.
Exactly. And this is all boils down to the whole one world order that they want. It's not going to happen.
Thank you. Julian Assange is like persona non grata, the world's most wanted prisoner, and he didn't do anything fucking wrong except for point out a bunch of war criminals. None of the war criminals went to jail, but he's in jail.
Yeah, that was like all them officers that were like, I'm sure there is English officers as well as there was American officers that were like, the pictures that it took of the Iraq people and stuff like that, like through torturing them and stuff like that. And it was just, how did they get away with that? That's fair.
Trophy killings and shit. It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're doing that now as well with the lions, aren't they? And the elephants and stuff. I think that's absolutely just gross.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. I love them more than humans.
Exactly. And that's what annoys me about all the plastic in the ocean. Oh.
Yeah, me too. Hurts my heart. That would be my dream job, to hunt poachers.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
I'll be up for that. Definitely.
Like, oh, wait, you're coming to shoot a jaguar? Oh fuck no, I just shot you. Now the jaguar's eating you. Ha ha.
Yeah, definitely. That's their trophy.
I look at the value of an animal as like, how many jaguars are there on the planet versus how many humans are there on the planet? So each jaguar is probably worth 150,000 human lives.
Definitely, 100%, if not more.
Or more. Right, 2 million lives, right? The ratio of existence, right? Yeah, we're an interesting animal. That's for sure.
They were right about one thing. We are a bit of a virus.
Right.
So
what do you think? So what do you think? Should we go to Mars and fuck that place up, or should we die here and save the universe?
What I really think is that we should, Guy Fawkes, I celebrate Guy Fawkes every year because I think it's a shame he didn't succeed. He was so close. If it hadn't been for the fact that his cousin grassed him up, little shitbag, he would have actually lit that. He was just about to light it and it'd have got a boom. And if he'd have done that, I don't think half of the stuff would be happening as much as what it was doing.
Always remember the 5th of November.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think everybody needs to watch that movie right now because, like, oh my god. So did you hear? Like, we're pretty much on the verge of total revolution. Like all these crazy Trump fans are going to storm every capital in the country with guns on Wednesday.
Funny you should say that. I have a friend who has, I met him with my dad, and he was very young at the time. He got himself a HGV license, and now he's a truck driver. And he put on his story on Snapchat yesterday that he was bringing in all the army vehicles. And I was like, oh my God, here we go.
It's on. Crazy. I knew it would happen in my lifetime. I was born in 1967, right after they killed the Kennedys, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They were all killed by the FBI.
Yes, they were. And yet the FBI or the CIA are the ones that were helping to fund the drug lords.
Oh yeah, absolutely. CIA is the world's biggest drug smugglers.
Just doesn't make sense why they would do this to like people.
Well, it does if you believe George Bush when he said, we're going to have a new world order and we will be successful, right? It may be a long journey, but we will be successful. And what he meant is there's a lot of countries we need to overthrow. There's a lot of people that need to die, but we're going to do it. And they're doing it. Oh, we got a couple listeners. What's up with people tuning in here? We got the Heretic listening. And Juanito. What's up, Juanito? My buddy Juanito. Got a message even.
Yeah, lo and behold, we're getting overthrown or something. I don't think they expected that one. In my lips, no nude access.
Read my lips. That was great, Juanito. Hey, Juanito, what was your first message? I couldn't hear that. Repeat that. And how you doing, Heretic? Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. So, do you guys believe that everything that we're experiencing now started with 9/11? And do you believe that 9/11 was an inside job?
I said, I don't think they expected the United States to get a overthrow attempt. I think this one got away from them a little bit.
Yeah, I'll give that. Yeah.
Well, Juanito, it could be one of two ways, right? So it could have gotten away from them a little bit. Maybe they started it up, fired it up, but didn't expect it to go that far. Or, and here's my theory. Maybe the CIA brought the technique they've been using all throughout the world. Maybe they brought it home, and the deep state is actually backing Donald Trump. And maybe that's why there was so little resistance at the Capitol when we saw 10 times that resistance to peaceful BLM protests. What you got on that, Heretic? Spirit Coach, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Travis 1042, welcome to the show. Zickler, welcome to the show.
I do have to say, I do think it all started before 9/11.
How so?
Just the way certain things were, the way certain things were happening.
Expand upon that for me, darling.
I mean, even with China and stuff like that, you know. It's just, it all kind of pops into place on how they were all playing things, and you know, with the whole the phone thing. So like, while you've got a phone and you're looking down in your phone, you're not looking up to see what's really going on. The whole big distraction, the whole everything is.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, distraction's a huge part of it, right? And that's why, like, at least over in the U.S., we're talking about like which bathroom people can use. We're talking about whether people have the right for gay marriage. Like, Is it a free country or not? Okay, of course gay people can get married and should have all the same rights. Of course, it's a non-issue, and it's totally just a distraction.
Well, not all of the BLM protests were peaceful. Like if you saw the one in Minneapolis, I mean that one was righteous, but I mean not all the BLM protests were peaceful because there was a lot of small businesses that got destroyed, and that's why a lot of people are angry. The divide and conquer tactic is working because each side is rioting, and then the people on the right saw the Democrats and the left protecting them and said no, it was mostly peaceful. At first they were saying it's peaceful, then mostly peaceful. So now they're saying our protests are mostly peaceful. So they're using the same tactics against each other, and they're just making everyone madder and madder.
Yep.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely fucking crazy.
They just want to turn it all against each other.
Right. Well, exactly. But one thing we need to realize is that one thing the FBI always does is infiltrate groups and then destroy them from the inside by going against them, right? So the World Trade Organization protests in Seattle, there were agent provocateurs that were found to be FBI agents that were going around smashing the windows to make the protesters look like rioters. And the same thing happened with BLM. There were people out there smashing windows. There's footage of like white chicks wearing all black, spray painting BLM on buildings, and then they got confronted by these black chicks going, "What the fuck are you doing? You're going to make us look bad."
That's right.
Right? So there's all kinds of people who want to just go and stir shit up when shit starts happening. And then some of those people are actually paid agent provocateurs, and even worse, some of them might be FBI.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there was some weird guys. They had like the weird gas mask and like it looked like some kind of agent or cop and destroying windows and shit. So they could very well have been infiltrating both sides and making it riotous when it wasn't supposed to be.
Right, Juanito. And so here's how the FBI would operate, right? The FBI would operate to discredit both sides so that they could come down with more police presence and then maybe even pass more oppressive laws. Like, they just fucking renewed the Patriot Act, right? So, they might provoke us.
Each other. It's all about that whole part of that whole plan of where you all turn against each other, where their knees are right, and yet they've got you where they want you because you all turn.
Right.
You've got each other at all. You're all turned against each other, so there's no unity left. They've got you singly, and that's where they got you. That's where your weak point is.
That's exactly it, Gigi. And I've been saying this forever. Like, why don't the Bloods, the Crips, the Norteños, and the Sureños get together and fight the white man who's been keeping them all down for a fucking 100 years? And here I am, the white man, so don't fight me because I'm the one trying to unite you. But you know what I'm saying? The working class, the working class, the gangs, the LGBTQ community, every minority group. Like, if we would all join together, unstoppable.
Exactly. At the end of the day, I don't care what one man does to the next. So long as it's peaceful.
That's it.
Yeah, but I don't think they expected people to attack every fucking... I don't think they expected this level. I honestly don't think so. You can only predict with so much, but hey, they could be using AI, and maybe that is what happened. Who knows? Shit is bananas.
I don't know, Juanita. One thing I know is there's a lot of police involved, and at least 4 police officers were caught on film at the Capitol. Off-duty police officers were there, like, rioting. So who knows how many were there and how many military and police were there. right? So how many of those people are going to come out of the woodwork on Wednesday packing?
Like they've done here, they put on our fireworks night that in London they were having a fireworks display. There was not one firework in the sky in London. It was all lies.
Wow.
So when it comes to technology, they've used that to their full advantage.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Oh fuck yeah. There's even crazy technology now where they could make it sound like Obama was giving a speech, but it's just fucking AI.
That's right, yeah. They can just put a sequence of his voice for a thing, and then they can just make out anything from that voice.
Yeah. Americans, I need you to rally together. The Chinese have just invaded on the eastern seaboard. This is all out war. This is your ex-president Obama. Yeah, they could totally have him do something.
You can't know what's real unless you're actually there seeing it for yourself.
That's really, it. That's it. We're living in a fucking crazy time. It's total V for Vendetta. Like,
Definitely.
Totally.
Yeah, I even got caught up in the division because I got sick of being told I wasn't shit for being a man and all this shit. And I had a friend to say, we're probably gonna have to team up with other people that are, the most. I would have to team up with the most feminist, fucking leftist person. And I'm like, why would I want to do that? They've been telling me that I ain't shit, that I'm evil and toxic just for being alive. Like, why would I want to do that? I'm a fucking rapist just for being born. Like, why would I want to team up with people like this? And now that I'm seeing, he's always a person who always could see things from more than one side of shit. And I'm saying, oh shit, they got me caught up in the whole divide and conquer tactic. It's crazy.
Absolutely, Juanito. And you know what, brother? I love you. I'm a feminist, though. I'm a hardcore feminist. But that doesn't mean that I feel guilty being a man. That doesn't mean that you know what it means is that we treat women equally and that we love them and respect them and realize that fuck, without women, dog, we would just be fighting each other to the death. Women are the glue that keeps society together. So we need that shit, and we need to worship that shit, and and realize that it's not just about physical strength. Women have a deeper strength. Women can endure more pain than men can. Women have better hearing than men can. We each have our gifts, and it's about that. It's about realizing that a man's a man and a woman's a woman, and respect the fuck and worship the fuck out of both of those, because neither, we need each other. We need each other.
We're both equal, and we don't need to be squabbling about each other's differences. We should be able to embrace them differences and be like, yeah, thanks, I really appreciate you bringing that to the table, or helping, or whatever. It just seems that it's not like that.
Right, because in the end, isn't it the differences that make us Randy, baby?
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into a whole conversation about equality. I think it's a stupid concept. No one can be equal. Like, the only thing we should have is equality of opportunity. After that, the chips fall they may. In fact, in places where they try to force equality, quote unquote, like Sweden, the differences between men and women become more apparent. It's just that you were biologically wired different. That's all that it is. We like and choose different shit. If we can accept that, we can move beyond this bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't quite believe in that at the end of the day, really, because I am a woman, right? Now, I have multiple sclerosis, yeah, and I also have ADHD, but I've also had a lot of things happen to me during my life. But at the same time, that just because all these things have happened to me, I've not sat there for, oh, poor me. I've got off my backside and I've done everything. Everything I own, I've done it for me. I will work. I've worked 2 to a 6-man job in one day, making sure I can provide for my family, well, my son, just me and my son and my dogs. I've done everything. I can weld, I can drive, anything you give me, I can do it. But that's not because I think I'm better than anybody. It's because I've had to do that. And I believe that if everybody can believe they can be somebody or can do something, they can do it. And I think that goes across everybody in the whole world. So I think really we are all equal.
Well, and I think it goes deeper. Juanito, speaking of what you just said, we're not talking about we're all equal as in we're all the same level of football player or we're all the same at this, right? We're all equal as in we all have different strengths and gifts that we bring to the party. And all those gifts should be respected and appreciated because they're all part of the puzzle, right?
Yeah, I get that. But just because that person has a different gift to somebody else doesn't mean that makes that person better than somebody else.
No.
It just means it makes them a different, unique.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. We're all equal. Like a physicist isn't any better than an English teacher, and an English teacher isn't any better than a garbage truck driver. Right? We need all these people.
Yes, we do. We all need each other. And we all need all the different gifts.
That's it. Society is made up of a number of different components. Brookie Bear, welcome to the conversation. What's going on? We got a couple new people here. Brookie Bear, Coalition in the house. What's up? My buddy Coalition. We did a 3-hour show last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ha! Gay!
Ha, damn! Ha, damn, Juanita. Can I get a god damn? All right, so you guys want to talk? Oh, bring it again, girl.
God damn!
Nice. Amen. Is that sacrilegious? You say goddamn and I say amen. I'm a son of a preacher man, so it's okay. My daddy was a preacher. My daddy was a preacher. He used to go to church on Sunday and he used to talk about Jesus. And by Jesus, I mean the little baby in the manger. And I ain't giving you no goddamn shit.
Son of a preacher man. Son of a preacher man.
Was Aretha talking about the only one that could make her nut was like the son of a preacher man? Is that what she was getting at with that song? I think so, huh?
No, I'm not actually quite sure.
You know the song I'm talking about, the one he was just singing, right? The only man who could ever touch me was the son of a preacher man. The only man who could ever let me come was the son of a preacher man. I said, oh. Right. Oh, I think that's the giveaway part. I just answered my own question. That part. Oh. Oh, Lord.
I'm not sure, but maybe.
Lord have mercy. I'm going to hell.
Yeah, Joe Rogan had the best joke about equality. It's like, we're not all equal. It's like, you know how I know that? Because Shaq's dick is where my face is.
Well, and there it is. Whoop, there it is. Right? Yeah. I'm with you, Joe.
There it is.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? Equal? Fuck, I can't even reach the goddamn top shelf in the fucking kitchen. I'm 5 foot nothing. I need a goddamn step stool to reach the fucking second shelf. Life ain't fair, motherfucker. Life ain't fair.
Oh yeah, I've got little legs too, and I need a stool too. I'm 5'4.5" and a fag butt.
And what you gonna do with me dangly little legs just kind of sitting there? You know. Oh, so check this out. Talk about my dangly little legs. One time I went skydiving, right?
Yeah.
And of course, like a tandem, right? So they strap you to the front of this person, and it's a 6'4" dude, right? And I'm like 5'7", dangling from the front of him like a little mini me, right? And it's very disconcerting because of like, you know, where you're kind of
I do.
dangling in front of him, and it's like, man, I hope he doesn't get turned on. That would fucking be really uncomfortable. Oh God, you know.
Bless you.
And then you
Yeah,
get in
that
this
would.
fucking pressure, stress, right? Like, so you get in this plane, you go up at like a 45-degree angle, just going straight up into the fucking sky with the only goal. There's no seats in the plane. You're sitting on the floor. So you're like, fuck, you know, it's getting real quick. Then we're standing in the doorway and he goes, okay, count to fucking, first he's like, do you want to do flips? And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I want to go flip crazy. And then he's like, okay, count to 3. And I go 1, 2, and he fucking jumped on 2. Motherfucker. I thought I was going to scream and be all cool and do something like, woo! Felt like I was swallowing my testicles. I was like, did not sound cool at all.
You also look like Tom Arnold. How's that Roseanne pussy treating you?
Oh, snap! That was that Roseanne clap. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did. I'm cracking me up over here.
You have a nose ring then?
We got a new one. Bandy Bandit tuning in. What's going on? Give a shout out to Bandy Bandit.
How do you
GG.
see that? Hey, Bandy Bandit.
There we go. Got some people in the house. Oh, he bounced. Hey, whatever. We got some listeners coming in. Hey, that's cool. Woo! There it is. Let's change up the topic a little bit. What do you want to talk about? 9/11 is passe. Should we talk about revolution?
Yeah. What do you think's coming?
Fuck. Tomorrow? I hope. No, I think you know what's going to be horrible, I think, is I think Wednesday we're going to have a right-wing insurrection, and that's going to lead to an over-militaristic police backlash, and that's going to lead to the United States becoming a full-on fascist state.
Do you think Donald Trump's got something up his sleeve waiting to say?
Some upper state weight with like the bigwigs with money bags?
Yeah, like my mate was saying earlier about how like they think he's going to come out with something along the lines of the dude that won. They've got something on him and how he won, like cheating and stuff. But I don't know.
Oh fuck, he might have some Epstein dirt on people.
Oh yeah,
You never know, right?
that was crazy. That was.
Fuck, right? So Trump was named in the Epstein case, right? So it gets really deep here. Ooh, let's talk about. I'm gonna change it to Epstein. This is fucking. Epstein. Hello, my name is Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, joy.
Yeah, that was how he got undetected and I got away with all that stuff. That was just crazy. But then I don't know all the names that are on that list. But
Well,
wow,
Prince
that must
Andrew
be.
was on the list.
Oh no, I definitely know that. He's been seen with photos that he denied of being with a bird, that there's a photo of him standing there with his arm around.
And she's 17 at the time, yeah. And she said he
So,
was banging her that weekend.
yeah, and apparently she'd been there since she was 14, 15.
Right. And apparently the island was so remote that girls had tried to escape, but they'd been picked up by boats and brought back.
Yeah,
So
that's insane.
it was that remote where like good try to run for your life. And then they had this soundproof sanctuary built like an Egyptian temple, right? Like what was that? The sacrificial booth?
Yeah, it is a bit deep, doesn't it? It does go a bit cultural deep.
Oh, big time. I mean, right? Because you know how many kids disappear a year? So there's a
Oh,
network. There's a network out there, and then we find this motherfucker, and he's peddling them. You know, some of these girls disappeared, right?
but yeah, definitely, definitely. And you hear
And then
about
it
some
goes
of
real,
the
and then it goes really dark, like sold into fucking, sexual slavery and snuff flicks and all that kind of gross, disgusting, disturbing shit.
yeah.
You know, there's fucking some great
I
movies.
think
What was that movie? 8 millimeter that what's his name did? That's a really good movie about that. And then another one, Missing, right? There's another good one. All kinds of movies about that shit.
Taken, Taken was that Taken you were thinking of?
Taken, yeah, that's the one. Fucking disturbing, right?
It makes you realise,
Yeah,
if
eight millimeter was just as bad.
you got dad like that, you're fucked. I mean,
Right?
to be fair, I mean, I walked down my own street a few years back, and these blokes, they banged this back of this car door open, yeah, and they clocked the dogs that I had with me, and they just shut the door and drove off. And I then thought to myself, oh my God, was I just about to be nabbed?
I've seen that happen 2 times in San Francisco with my own eyes, right in front of me.
It's a scary thought. That is my biggest fear.
Right? So you might have been that close to just being like, never heard from
Passing.
again. Right? This one time it was horrible. Like this car fucking pulls up next to this chick that's walking down the sidewalk, and it's like 2 a.m. I'm walking home before cell phones even, right? And the back door opens, somebody jumps out, grabs her, throws her in the back seat, jumps in and closes the door, and the car fucking screeches tires and speeds away. I was like, holy fuck, they just grabbed a chick off the street. Holy fuck.
That's just crazy. Even in like, is it India and Pakistan? They were showing the sex rings that was going on there. You know, just really, really young girls. I thought that was just wow. That was really shocking.
Fucking disturbing, right? And here we say we're protecting, like, the U.S. says we're defending democracy. Well, only if you got fucking oil do we care about your democracy, because you got countries like this, and like you just said, and Saudi Arabia, and where there's these atrocities going on.
Listen, even in my own country, a few years, well, I say a few years back, it's what back in the 80s, even the social services were on it, the churches were on it. These kids were going to a church school, and they were getting sent to this church school, and they get dropped off to a school. Some of them will get picked. Certain kids will be picked, and they'll go down and this underpass under the school. It goes for miles, and they have to walk all the way along to another park, and then from there they'll either get taken somewhere, or they will stay there and they'll have to perform a sex act and stuff like that. And these are really, really, really young children. And that was a 9-year-old girl standing talking of that in an interview to the police. Social services were on it. I couldn't believe that, like how they were the ones bringing the kids in, taking the kids off the parent, and making that parent out to be a bad parent. And then it was to listen to a 9-year-old girl describing the fact how they would get her to a baby, tie metal around the baby's feet, hang it upside down, and then cut its throat. And the blood would have to go into a silver. It was a sacrificial cup, and they would give that to the children as well to drink, and they would drink that, and they'd chop the baby up and actually put it in the children's food as for their lunch.
You're talking about adrenochrome.
It was just to listen to it, I was absolutely disgusted with the fact that your own social services system that's meant to be there to help your children, help you to parent better, they were in on it, and it was just wow. And poor children and what they must have had to go through.
Have you heard about adrenochrome?
No, I've never heard of that. No.
That's what you're describing. So the elite of the world torture young children, and so they produce adrenaline in their blood, right? And then they drain the blood through the adrenal gland into a silver platter or chalice, and they drink it. And it's supposedly the fountain of youth, the elixir of the gods.
Yeah, because that's why they use children, because the younger the children, the sweeter the blood, the richer the blood or something.
Well, and it's like there's more nutrients in a seed, right? Right. That's why seed, everybody's the trend is like eating sprouts, right? Because when a seed sprouts, there's more nutrients in a sunflower sprout than there is in the final fruit,
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
So there's probably something similar about a young child. Creepy, huh?
I mean, they do say that our queen, well, the queen, I'll say the queen, my queen, she's which really doesn't surprise me. How do they live so long? Well, we're all dying and we all live in the same country.
Right. Well, it must be great health care when you're rich, huh?
If only.
And when drinking baby blood, you never know. But, the fucking, so did you ever read any of those Clinton emails that were leaked through WikiLeaks?
No, I didn't.
There's some disturbing shit in there. Oh, we got a new listener. Lady Boss, what's up? Lady Boss from another show. What's up, Lady Boss? Chime in. We're talking about the craziness of Epstein, the fact that nobody went to jail, how it was pretty much the biggest case ever and just kind of went away.
Hey, y'all. How you doing? What's up?
Thanks for chiming in, Lady Boss Woman. Let us know what you think about the whole Epstein thing. Isn't that just atrocious and shocking beyond belief? And, and it goes darker and deeper than anybody wants to think or blah. But we were just talking about it's a rabbit hole, right? So, but we were just talking about the Clinton emails and specifically the Podesta emails that were leaked through WikiLeaks, and they talk about some really disturbing shit, which is what led to the whole beginning of the Pizzagate investigations, right? And then people think Pizzagate was debunked because some nutbag charged the pizza restaurant and there was no basement with dead kids in it. But it was never said that was a place where they were chopping kids up and killing them or anything crazy like that. It was said that it was a pedophile organization. And when you look into it, it's really weird. So it's a family style pizza place and hangout, ping pong parlor, right? But they had this band there playing there called the Sex Stains. right? Like, would you have that banned at your fucking kids' party? That's disgusting.
It really is
No.
disgusting, but here's the thing, like I didn't have a whole lot of hope in the beginning anyway because he's too powerful. Like that's how it works in this country. That's why we need to change things. So, yeah, it's gross, it's disgusting, it's horrible, it's sad, it's all of these things, but I mean until people fucking actually get their heads out of their asses and stand up and do something about it, nothing's ever going to get done. So,
True.
yeah,
True.
that sounded a little too Republican of me to say. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm sure there's some cool Republicans,
Hey, that's
But
everywhere.
no.
It's definitely everywhere. It's not just in America. It's definitely over here. You know, there's powerful people over here that just they won't. We can't get above it.
Can't get above it. And when it's a whole different law, right? It's a whole different type of law. And like I did a podcast recently about pardons, presidential pardons, right? Because everybody's like, oh, there's no way President Trump will pardon himself. Like, are you kidding me? Of course he's gonna fucking pardon himself. Look at it. Look who he is. Are you kidding? He's gonna pardon himself. He's going to pardon all these people that get arrested for storming the Capitol. Mark my words, right? And then, because then what is he, right? Oh my God. Totally. I see it coming. It seems so obvious to me, right? Because then he's got a built-in base for next time or for whoever he wants to hand the torch to, or if he wants to go full-blown psycho, he's got his soldiers out there now that he just got out of jail, right? So you can never underestimate a psychopath.
Oh God, no. They've got all different ways.
What you smoking over there, girl?
Some lemon amnesia.
Lemon amnesia. Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry, I got amnesia.
Listen, if I was President Trump, I would definitely pardon myself. Like, if I just incited a riot and knew that I would be prosecuted and thrown in jail and all of this other, you bet your fucking ass I would 100% pardon myself. So, yeah, he'll probably pardon himself. Probably smart for him to do so. But he's still impeached. So, hopefully he will not run or be able to run after his term has ended. But there is news sources and people that are very close to the Oval Office saying that Trump is no longer doing any kind of presidential duties, that Pence has taken over. So right now Pence is apparently running the country. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Wow, yeah, I don't either. That's it's kind of scary, I gotta say. Hey, welcome, Tory Magic Music. Started listening to the show. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Is Pence any better than Trump? He's like a fucking super evangelistic, racist. He's never called Trump out. So here he's Trump's boy, and Trump totally threw him under the bus.
My balls smell of sweet mahogany.
Sweet mahogany? What are you smoking out of a wood ball? Damn, you taking me back to the 70s, dog. I got my glass on glass piece with some Girl Scout cookies all up in the mix, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you do.
Mm-hmm. Giggity, giggity. Mm-hmm. I don't know what everyone's problem is with weed, I really don't.
I'm sorry, you got to speak a little slower for me. I'm a Californian.
So you'd think with the amount of weed I smoke that I would speak slow, but But like, I don't see what everyone's problem is about weed.
Oh, I don't either. Man, I totally understood you that time. But the first time it was like, I'm like, what? I just exhaled a bong hit and you were talking like 500 miles an hour. I'm like, oh God.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. It's a talent. It's a talent, girl.
Greetings, fellow Earthlings, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. We're going to continue this topic tomorrow, so please tune in at the same time. And remember, if you dig what I'm doing, please do share with friends.